I've finished transferring my image onto my watercolor paper. I left the thinnest border around the outside for later on when I'm going to tape down my watercolor paper. This is not a step that is super required. If you forget to do this step, that's okay, but your image will extend to the edge of the paper when your watercolor itself won't. So I'm just preemptively drawing that thin border. I have my calligraphy pen, my inkwell, a little circular lid for a tray. I have an extra piece of paper to make some extra marks if my inkwell or my calligraphy pen gunks up, and I have a paper towel just in case I have messes. So you want to be extra careful with this ink. It's not washable. It is waterproof for watercolors for a reason. So if you're nervous about using this material, you can practice on an extra piece of paper a few times, but what I do is I dip my calligraphy pen into that ink. It picks up that ink on the edge of my tool, and the end is slitted, so when I press it onto a piece of paper, that slit kind of separates and it allows the ink to flow. One great thing about this tool is the harder I press, the thicker the line, and then the lighter I press, the thinner the line. So it gives you good line quality changes or lightweight or line weight changes. Another interesting thing that you can do about this is if you need to get ultra thin lines, you can hold this is something that I do, but I hold my calligraphy pen upside down and it kind of restricts my ability to properly make lines. So I'm able to get thinner lines if I hold my calligraphy pen upside down sometimes. So for the most part, I want to dip my calligraphy pen in the inkwell. Sometimes I want to just drip it on the side of that lip right there so that I don't get unnecessary drops on my paper. And then I can draw. So dip, drip, and then draw. I want to start on the upper area in outlining everything first and then kind of work my way down, because if I work down here and then move my way up, I risk putting my hand or wrist or arm into wet ink, and that is no good for your project because it will smudge, it will dry smudged like that, and you might stamp that smudge all over the rest of your drawing. So start on the upper areas, work your way down, start by outlining all the lines you have first, and then worry about your mark making for your value and your texture later. So my portrait is outlined. It's time to go in with hatching or cross hatching or stippling or scumbling. Some really good areas for hatching will be in my hair. So I'm going to concentrate my lines more where the shadows are and spread them out a little bit more here. You want to do that not only to make those areas look more shadowy, but to add that texture as well. So pay very close attention to your line direction. I don't want to rely on making my hair look dark with just watercolor. I want to make that area dark with ink first, and watercolor being a secondary thought. I'm going to have to go in for the shadowy areas in my face too, so I'm going to be drawing lines all over my face. So line direction is going to be important. I think I'm going to personally choose hatching just because it looks a little bit more clean and controlled. And with a calligraphy pen, stippling's not the best. You can switch to thin Sharpie for those areas if you choose stippling. But I'm going to get started on mark making.